Hi, today's the final of a three-part series where I've talked about my book, 3 Levers, the Essential Guide to Increasing Profit. Today we're going to talk about the overhead lever, and these are the costs that are involved in running your business. So, to some extent they're discretionary and controllable, to some extent they're not. But you need to be mindful that for every dollar of overhead that you spend, you're going to have to go out and find anywhere between $20 and $100 of sales to cover it. So for every dollar of overhead you can save, that's $20 or $100 of sales you don't have to find. And we all know that finding sales is hard. Now, you can't just go in and cut costs willy-nilly because that'll affect your internal capability, which leads to your critical success factors. These are people, generally. They're out there designing your processes, they're training your staff, they're innovating, they're strategizing on how to compete. And if you start knocking them off, it's going to impede your ability to compete in the market. Generally, you'll group these costs, and salaries will be the biggest of them, anywhere between 50 and 75% of your cost. You really need to understand how to manage human resources here to get the most out of that. So you need to be able to motivate, attract and retain good people. Some people are going to respond to a tickle on the tummy, some aren't. Then you're going to have premises costs, IT costs, communications costs, travel and entertaining costs, and some corporate compliance costs as well. Generally, businesses will line up these resources into departments. So there'll be a finance department, an HR department, an IT department, sales and marketing, that sort of thing. So that's given you a bit of an overview of the composition of the overhead lever. Now, a lot of businesses, they'll pull on the sales lever and nothing happens. They'll pull on the direct cost lever, nothing happens. And they've got no option but to then start trimming up overheads. And they pull on that lever, and it's not a fun place to be. It's where salaries get frozen, bonuses get cancelled, staff Christmas parties get cancelled. And it goes to the very morale of the business. So you don't want to do that unless you have to. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the series. Thanks very much for tuning in.